Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Welcome to the Just Chatting Gaming News and Trailers for the week of July 22nd. It is Comic-Con. There's actually no news at all, just all trailers. And a lot of it is from Comic-Con. Yeah, very interesting San Diego Comic-Con with the writers and actor strike going on. There seemed to be more of a video game presence this year. And so, yeah, we're going to jump into a bunch of the trailers from Comic-Con. And we're going to go ahead and start out with one of the big ones. It's Star Wars time, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Working on a Star Wars game is a dream come true.
I've had all of the toys, and it's wild to go from making these little stories on the carpet to actually build a narrative in the Star Wars galaxy.
Massive Entertainment is the perfect choice to build an open-world Star Wars game because it is inherent to their DNA as a studio to deliver on incredible open-world experiences.
Massive Entertainment are master storytellers for open-world games. This is going to be a fresh experience
Like
for
The
Star Wars
Division.
fans everywhere.
Immediately, I had that in my head, all the possibilities of where do we want to go, what can we bring to Star Wars that has not been seen before.
Lucasfilm Games suggested that the perfect era to set Outlaws would be between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
What's great about that point on the timeline is this is a moment where the
There's
Civil
not a lot of
War
games in that
between
timeline,
the Empire and the
especially
Rebellion
recently.
is at its height. And this creates an environment across the galaxy where outlaws can
pipes.
thrive.
That's the world that Kay is stepping into, and she sees the opportunity just like anybody else.
We will see some really cool syndicates, both from existing lore and newly created for the game.
When you play Star Wars Outlaws, you get a chance to discover what the underworld is like and live through those experiences.
The stakes are definitely very high for Kay's journey through the underworld, but she learns, she adapts, she sneaks around, and she finds herself in very important spaces with very powerful people.
Building the world of Star Wars Outlaws, first thing we had to do was think of places where outlaws thrive. These hubs of scum and villainy.
The most exciting thing is being able to go back to iconic locations that people know and love, but then diving into the Lucasfilm archives and really bringing them alive in a new but very genuine way.
It's not just about recreating Tatooine as you know it. Going back to the classic sources of spaghetti westerns, we try to recreate an authentic mood and feel as we build new points of interest to follow the already established history.
Is that a buried sandcrawler?
And there is a new location that we collaborated with Massive Entertainment on called Toshara. And this has been built from the ground up with the scoundrel fantasy at its beating heart.
Hang on!
Our goal is that you feel like you're stepping into Star Wars. And that means going back to those Macquarie concepts, going back to Joe Johnston's storyboards, Phil Tippett's creature designs, and creating a lived-in galaxy.
We're trying to create a world that feels alive and bustling with opportunity, that also is very grounded. And we're getting inspiration from the African savannah. But we still want to add the alien element. And that is what makes it feel like Star Wars.
Kind of reminds me of Dantooine
We
a
want
little
to
bit.
give Toshara some elements that make it really stand out in the Star Wars galaxy. So there are windswept plains, veins of amberine, and there's a vibrant city called Mirogana that's built into a huge rock that's been carved out by the wind that's ever present on Toshara.
One thing that we need to always keep in mind is there's always a connection between the biome and what grows there, what lives there, like the flora, fauna, and the culture of the people who inhabit the place. From how the plants pollinate, or how vegetation and local resources are used in local clothing and buildings, to even how the locals have adopted wind into their way of life. We have created everything with an authentic approach, so players will experience all these places like someone who actually is there.
We made it, Nix.
Working with Massive, we were able to really build out an authentic Star Wars world where you can travel, explore, and discover in a way that we really haven't been able to experience in modern Star Wars gaming.
The high-stakes scoundrel lifestyle and the open-world promise allowed us to create a game
What's crazy
within Star
is
Wars that had never been done before.
I
Not
think-
just exploring cities, but also getting onto your speeder and
I'll give my
race
thoughts at the
across
end.
stunning wilderness. Then jump into your ship, the Trailblazer, and go on an incredible adventure.
We've only scratched the surface of what Star Wars Outlaws has to offer. There is so much more that you will get to embody and use and play when you become K-Vess.
Players are gonna love Star Wars Outlaws. It's gonna be exciting. It's very adventurous, and that's what makes it Star Wars. So I'm very excited to share that.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
So a couple things on this. There was an article that was done last week where they were interviewing one of the developers, and apparently a single planet in this game will be as big as multiple zones from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that's pretty big. But no, I just wanted to make the comment of, if we were to go back, let's say 5 years, and say, wait, you mean Ubisoft has the potential to make like one of the best Star Wars games ever made? I think people would have laughed at that. So, I don't know. Hopefully it's good. And they did say that all the planets are handcrafted. They're not doing like a ton of like No Man's Sky procedural stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Game's looking good every time we see it. All right, next up, there was just a interview on Baldur's Gate 3. A couple of the things that came out of that interview was that they have the current build locked, meaning that it's basically gone gold, it's done, and they're currently working on the day one patch. They also confirmed that the Origin characters, you will be able to respec them into whatever class you want. They also recommend that you do not do an Origin character for your first character. And along with that, they had another trailer that's a minute 26. And this is, I'm having to pull this off of Twitter. They don't have it on YouTube yet. So we got a, I've already seen this trailer because I was watching the interview. I guess we'll call this trailer a character introduction trailer.
There's a character who's written to be intentionally incredibly annoying, and people who've played the original games will likely recognize certainly the line from which he's descended.
My name's Narber, adventurer to be, soon to be the best adventurer anyone's ever seen.
So the minute you meet him, he starts following you around, constantly pestering you. You can try and tell him to shut up, and he just doesn't.
Happy birthday, dear. Now why would I do that? Oh, wow, that sounds
It's
awful. I don't think I want to sound like that.
So the game gives you an incredible amount of freedom. So if in real life you met Ko Carnage in the street, you could decide to push him in the river. In the game, if you meet Ko Carnage in the street, you could push him in the river.
Excuse me.
But you really shouldn't push Ko Carnage into the river in real life.
Good job, I'm a strong swimmer. No drowning for me.
You can kill him and he still won't stop talking.
Why are you leaving me? I have so much more to tell you.
Okay. That game, I mean, after today's interview, like every time they show that game, it just looks better and better. It's absolutely crazy. All right, next up, we have the combat trailer for Atlas Fallen. I feel like this is a game that nobody's talking about. And again, there's a billion games coming out this year, so it's just going to get buried. This game looks cool, though, every time we see it.
Atlas Fallen is an action RPG set in a devastated, sand-covered world, ruled by an almighty and merciless sun god who drains the planet, leaving only dust on the surface. The lands of Atlas are dangerous and mysterious places. They are deadly to errant travelers, and you, until you find a divine artifact. This gauntlet is infused with the power to shape the sand, which might be just enough to face the sun god's wrath. Combat in Atlas Fallen starts with this gauntlet, your main source of offensive and defensive capabilities. It only takes a simple button press to cast attacks, and you can equip 2 main weapons at the same time to intertwine powerful combos. Be versatile with the transforming Doom Cleaver, unleash long-range strikes with the Sand Whip, or pound enemies with a flurry of fists using the Knuckle Dust. Mix and match any 2 of your preferred combat styles, and watch as each weapon evolves during combat, growing larger and more deadly. The action in Atlas Fallen is fast-paced, agile, and intense. Moving freely on most terrain, you rapidly jump into action, evade attacks, dash through the air, and enjoy truly dynamic gameplay.
Game looks really nice.
One of the most unique combat features is the momentum. Every successful attack builds your momentum and grants you the ability to perform special attacks or trigger a wide range of effects in combat. The more momentum you have, the more powerful your weapons become. Be careful, however, as the more your momentum increases, the more damage you take. It's an intricate risk and reward mechanic that constantly encourages you to analyze the fight and choose strategically when to cash in on your potential. Momentum is also heavily tied into playstyle customization in Atlas Fallen. On top of armor sets with different stats to collect and upgrade, and idols to pump up your healing abilities, the game also features more than 150 Essence Stones to completely shape your own way to play. A sandstorm that blows away everything in its path. A giant hammer falling from the sky. Mine traps. A great swirling kick. A leap forward to rush into action, throwing devastating projectiles to keep your distance. The list goes on and on and on. Every Essence Stone combination offers a new way to enjoy fighting in Atlas Fallen. Whether you're an aggressive player or you prefer shields, debuffs, and healing, Momentum is also cashed out for truly devastating attacks that obliterate enemies. These consume your entire bar, but always deal incredible damage to help you shatter body parts.
So it's like Monster Hunter.
All these combat tools and abilities will be crucial to face a wide bestiary of wraiths. From packs of small monsters lurking beneath the sand, to gigantic bosses with more advanced movesets, combat requires you to adapt and play wisely. Target and attack specific body parts to incapacitate larger wraiths, disabling their attacks, and making them drop unique resources to further increase your potential. Of course, you don't have to be alone to face the gods. Atlas Fallen is fully playable in online 2-player co-op mode.
That'd be a lot of fun.
From start to finish, with the least amount of restriction possible. Join any friend to enjoy the full story campaign together, and create builds with strong synergies thanks to diverse Essence Stones designed with cooperation in mind. Protect each other. Heal your partner's wounds. Atlas Fallen Co-op provides a fun and refreshing way to enjoy your journey.
I think the movement's really unique as well.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more information and details about Atlas Fallen.
Yeah, here real quick, if we take a look at the spreadsheet, so Atlas Fallen is right there, August 10th. in the middle of like the madness. And yeah, I feel really sorry for games like this because I think they're just going to get completely overlooked. I mean, this game might review incredible, but it's like with Baldur's Gate and just like all these other games. I mean, it's literally in between Baldur's Gate, Armored Core, and Starfield. So it's like, same with Immortals of Avium, which we have a trailer for that here in just a minute as well. Like both these games come out within about a week and a half of each other. So, man, crazy times. Crazy times. All right, next up on the list. Actually, let's go right into that Immortals of Avium. This is the Comic-Con cinematic trailer. Let's take a look.
This is the front. The bulk of the Light's army musters there, ready for the big push. I've run through the war games countless times. When Sandrak had the Binding Stone, our chances were slim to none. All these soldiers, when you look at them, Jack, what do you see?
I know you want me to say I see loyalty or duty or something like that. All right, that way I can step into some irony or whatever you can use to... Look, I know you're using this as some kind of preamble to tell me you're angry.
By the way, for those who don't remember, this is the game that is the Elder Scrolls magic shooter.
The Shrine Forge and,
first person.
And there was a choice I could make.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't a choice. Who told you there was a choice? Zendara, you were as field commander. Did you get to the Shrine Forge and say, make it up as you go along?
No, sir. Our objective was to figure out a way to destroy the Binding Stone.
Then why is it in my war chamber, Commander?
I gave no indication that we were to deviate from that objective, sir.
So you're telling me that you're unable to control your people? Is that it?
Don't yell at her. I did it.
Yeah, I was going to point that out.
Chain of command, Jack. And I'm getting...
There's a guy who like walked in the door and he's like, oh, there's a meeting. I'm out.
Thing. That right there is unnecessary with that right there. I got us control of the ultimate weapon, and we can roll right now into Rasharn by ourselves and force their surrender without firing a shot.
Oh, you've got it all worked out. I didn't realize that.
Am I the only one in the room that sees the last 24 hours as an unbelievable victory? I mean, what part of Ultimate Weapon don't you like?
The part where it's a corrupted Aristean artifact, Jack. When we all know Aristean is really just another word for weapons from yesteryear that we are absolutely unprepared for.
Maybe you're unprepared.
And you aren't? When I found you, the only thing you were prepared for was exploding and taking the rest of Saren with you.
The last time I talked with Sandrak, he pulled the same "you wouldn't exist without me" lecture you are. So you're a little late to the party, sir.
You will go back to the Shrine Forge and get the mark you were ordered to in the first place.
Can't do it.
And then you will come back here and destroy this thing.
Oh, no, I'm being for real. I can't. The machine, it broke.
Don't fuck with me, Jack.
Are you serious right now?
I'm not. And I am. All right, and I can control it. Why can't you see that?
You can't control it. No one can. What if Sandrak really isn't gone, and he gets it back? What then? It stays here, under lock and key.
I feel like this is a very random thing to be showing.
You're making a mistake.
Take it to the goddamn vault!
I wonder why they decided to show this. Just to be like, here's like a little story bit. Okay. Again, I think that game looks really cool. I hope it reviews well. Okay, we have got 2 trailers for Mortal Kombat 1 from Comic-Con. The first one is the big thing that got leaked like several weeks ago. I have a feeling like if this wouldn't have been leaked, then people would be losing their minds. But it's still a good trailer, so we'll take a look.
The battle between good and evil is eternal.
It's Omni-Man. He's gonna be in Mortal Kombat. And Peacemaker. And this guy from The Boys, Homelander. Those guys are gonna do some crazy things. All right, and then we have a, this is another Mortal Kombat trailer. Here we go.
Umgadi are warrior priestesses, selected from the firstborn daughters of Outworld. From infancy, they are trained to defend the royal family.
I will prevail, Earthrealmer. This fight is more important to me than you can ever know.
Don't mess with young Raiden.
Li Mei used to lead the Umgadi. It was on her watch that the princess's father was murdered.
Surrender if you wish to remain unharmed.
Let us pass, Tanya. The Empress and her family are in danger.
Are you so easily taken in by lies? Let's see if you still fight like an Umgadi.
I kind of want to play the story for this game, but I don't want to spend $70 for it.
Once again, you prove incapable of protecting the royal house. Are you unwell, princess?
I am fine, Tanya. For you to hold the throne, we must keep your secret.
Oh, is that Milena?
Maybe they'll find
a
cure.
Okay.
If he could have helped, he
I
would
think
have
so.
done so by now. We are victims
Is that
of
Baraka?
Tarkat. It disfigures, then debilitates. In time, it will turn us all into bloodthirsty monsters. Death is our only release.
Yeah. I think this is the first time we've seen him. Wait, who was that? Was that Jack? Or no, that's Goro.
Priestesses, in my heart, I am still Umgadi. I will always honor my vows.
Yeah, that game is gonna be pretty crazy. They've got to be running out of... At this point, they've got to be running out of ideas for finishers. They've got to be. That's ridiculous. All right, the trailers keep on coming. We have the story trailer for Armored Core. Let's take a look. Like I said, this is a crazy trailer time. There's so many good trailers this week.
You again. You know, I'm not exactly craving company here.
Hounds now entering combat zone. Initiating phase 2.
So, what happened to 617 and the others? Fill me in, Admiral Walter. This one is functional, but don't expect much more.
I'm not here to talk. Wake it up.
I don't know what to say about this. I'm just like in awe. From Software, they know how to do a trailer. Crazy. All right. All right, let's cool things down a little bit. Things have been getting kind of crazy. We have an announcement for a brand new game called 400 Catapults. I know nothing about this. It's like a Age of Empire style game. First of all, those are trebuchets, not catapults. I feel like I've been, I don't know. Now those are catapults. Wait, are we throwing rocks now? Okay. Oh, right, there we go. I'm not entirely sure what kind of game that is, but okay. All right. I know some of you in chat are a fan of The Expanse. We have a new trailer for the Telltale Expanse game. Here we go.
Military scholars have compared the game of empire building to chess for centuries. Sacrifice and adaptation are part of the game. When you have Mars, the Belt, and countless factions running lawless across the solar system, Earth needs someone in this new era of war who can play by the rules and knows to get their hands dirty when it matters. But now, with UNN leadership off-planet, you're telling me she is the most powerful woman on Earth. God help us all.
Do we know this? Do we know this character, chat?
As straightforward as chess.
Oh, it's
In politics, the rules are always
this lady.
Changing.
Whoa. Okay. I forget what her name is. All right. Every week, there's been a new trailer for City Skylines, and so this is City Services, Episode 5.
Successful city building and City Skylines 2 is all about people. Anticipating their needs and desires, ensuring they feel safe, and actually keeping them safe. Understanding what annoys and delights them, and doing what it takes to give them healthy, happy lives from beginning to end. How? City Services. You'll build clinics and hospitals to deliver healthcare, plus the ambulance service people need in life or death situations. Oh, yeah, sometimes it will be a death situation. So you'll add death care services that transport people to the city's crematoriums and cemeteries. You'll set up schools for kids of all ages, plus colleges and universities. After all, education fosters social advancement. Life still might take a turn for the worse for some people. When it does, you'll want the safety net of a welfare office. One thing
I thought they were going to say jail.
Well-being, no matter what's going on in life, is time outdoors. You'll create parks, plazas, attractions, and landmarks that make people living nearby happier and healthier. As in real life, safety first is a good mantra in City Skylines 2.
Those trees are on fire.
You want various fire and rescue services. Just adding a firehouse reduces the likelihood of a blaze in the neighborhood. Same with police stations. Build them and send patrols out onto the streets to cut crime. Communications is a new city service in City Skylines 2, helping you meet more essential needs. That includes the internet. Naturally,
really?
The easier it is to connect to the web, the happier everyone will feel and the more profitable the city's businesses will be.
Huh, cool.
Of course, everyone relies on electricity, so you want to avoid long outages. They aren't just aggravating. Blackouts will prompt people to move out and force businesses to pause production, putting profits at risk. Keep electricity lines humming with sustainable energy sources like wind, solar, geothermal, and hydropower. Go old school with fossil fuels like coal and gas. There's
and then coal and gas is bad.
This is the most realistic city builder ever. So you'll need to deal with a lot of
Yeah, look at that river.
Stuff. We're talking sewage. Gross? Yes. Necessary? Also yes. With a wastewater treatment plant, you can purify sewage and circulate water into your city's freshwater network. Or you can pump sewage into open waters and out of the network. Don't forget to stay on top of garbage. Garbage processing
Oh, that's
centers,
nice on how they did
and the incineration plant will stop it piling up.
The field
but
on that.
But don't take shortcuts. Air and water pollution can sink land values, harm the health of residents, and tarnish the city's appeal to tourists. Ready to introduce a city service? Previously, you only had to construct a city service building. When that service needed to cover a larger area or support more people, you simply constructed the same building again. Not anymore. Almost all city services can now be upgraded to scale operations and expand functionality. While city services make your city livable, they come at a cost. Balancing these costs and the very real needs of everyone in your city is the name of the game. Subscribe to the City Skylines 2 YouTube channel for updates and more feature highlights.
Yeah, you don't want a nuclear plant. It's just gonna like explode and stuff, so. All right, chat, final trailer of the day might be the biggest trailer of the week, depending on your thoughts and your feelings. Here we go.
A lot's happened in the last 10 years. It's a miracle I'm even sitting here now. I got a second chance. And I'm gonna take advantage of that. But I need you with me, Pete. We're gonna heal the world.
Harry Osborn?
Hey guys, this is my best friend Harry.
Hey, good to meet you.
New job, huh? Still gonna have time for tutoring?
We'll figure it out. I didn't know there were bears in these woods. Hey, MJ, I have another name for you. Kraven. He's here on some kind of hunt.
know if you need me, I'm just a call away.
Lee, you don't know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
What the hell's going on with Pete?
He's not himself. Go help him.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
We're going to heal the world.
Nice. Yeah, so for those who don't know, that last Spider-Man game made it into my top 5 all time. So I'm very excited for that one. But yeah, awesome trailers this week. Got a lot of games coming out. It's going to be a crazy year. Well, for those who are watching on YouTube, we'll wrap up the video right there. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.